Hi everyone. Gotta start the music first. Yeah. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Camera Rant. And for this particular episode, I have two special guests from the Unqualified Heroes Podcast. We've got Danny and Messi.
Woo!
How you going, guys?
The crowd goes wild. We're doing great. I'm Daniel Perez, also known as Danny. I'm one of the co-hosts of Unqualified Heroes.
And I am Messi Morales, and let's do this. Let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hell yeah. Before we're going to do this, I can't believe that we're at this point. I actually looked at it. This is the 32nd Marvel movie to come out.
Wow.
That sentence alone is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Rip our kids that have to start from movie one.
I know. I couldn't how far someone has to go now between movie 1, 2, 3, spin-offs, the specials. Don't watch this. Do watch this. But if you want a condensed version, you only have to watch this, and this. And if Loki dies, don't feel sorry for it.
He coming back.
Yep.
He coming back. Every time.
Yeah, every time. So guys, as always, before we get straight into this episode, you know what happens next.
Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
So guys, guys, for everyone who's watching and listening, please tell us about your podcast. You guys are nailing it. You got 46 episodes out right now. You guys are over a year, and how you don't have more Starfire reviews, I don't understand. And I must say, I've also been loving your reels. Your trailer reactions, Messi, and in your reels, I've been loving. That is.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, because we love your stuff. So, a little bit about us. We're Unqualified Heroes. Originally, we started off like solely Marvel stuff, but now we're branching out. So we talk about DC. We're getting into more pop culture stuff. Not to your level yet, because we're unqualified, so that's why we said Unqualified Heroes. But we're talking about different movies that are just coming out, that are popular at the current time, and we go reels, YouTube, all this sorts of stuff. Just try to bring the audience content that's fun, engaging, that people can comment on, and just learn more about what's going on in the fandom of whatever you may be enjoying.
But there's so much to cover, and I have to ask, how did you guys come up with your name?
Ooh.
Was that your first choice, or was that choice 10?
No, so that was a big of a struggle. We were in a party. We were I don't want to say drunk. We were drinking quite a bit. And we were talking about starting a podcast, because we talk about Marvel stuff, and you know what? It's like, you know what? Let's do a podcast so we can become famous and like get invited to all this red carpet stuff. And then we were a little tipsy. We were like, you know what? We need a name. We went through like a whole list, and then his wife actually was the one who gave us the name, and she goes, "You're unqualified for this. Like, are you unqualified to do a podcast and stuff like that?" And then it just clicked. Unqualified Heroes was born at that very moment.
It was born in the midst of alcohol and love.
Whoa. Now that has to be your opening line.
Born in the midst of alcohol and love.
Yeah. And that's really awesome that you guys, like, that's how you guys got your name. And I'm very similar, the same. Like, me and my mates, we were always talking about Marvel. We'd always spend like half an hour after a movie dissecting it from top to bottom. And I said to one of them, I was like, we should do this as a podcast. And they all looked at me like, you could do You could do a podcast. All right. All right. And now I'm glad you guys are also going to DC because I was listening to your last episode. You guys just popped out, and especially with the Flash right around the corner, and there's going to be so much to dissect in that when that finally comes out, especially all the drama that's followed it.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, a little thing we do on this podcast, and for anyone who's new, we always like to talk about like what's your favorite top 3 movies, just so the audience gets to know you and what your favorites are. I know I put you guys on the spot right before we start recording, but yeah, what both of you like? What is you would say a top tier movie that you always go back to?
Messi, you want to go first?
I'll go first. All right, so my number 3, Revenge of the Sith. I just love that movie. The whole dialogue in the very end with Anakin and Obi-Wan, just masterpiece. I actually got to see Anakin, Hayden Christensen on MegaCon this past couple months ago, and it was just super tall. I'm 5'7". Dude, that guy is huge. But it was just an honor. My number 2, it has to be Goodfellas. It's just a classic mafia movie. I don't tell me who's who. I don't know names. I suck at names. But I love that movie. It's just every time I see it, it's like I missed that at the first time I saw it. It's like it's a very good movie. And my last movie, it has to be Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier.
Excellent choice.
Excellent. Yeah, those are good. Those are good ones.
Yeah.
This is hard for me, especially because not necessarily because you put me on the spot, but because I love movies so much. I watch movies probably like once a day or every other day. If I got the time, if I have the time, I'll do it every day, but I'm always watching movies. 3 that come to my immediate mind are Inception with Christopher Nolan directing it, Leonardo DiCaprio. I remember first watching that movie, not in the theaters because I don't know if I just didn't know about it at the time, but I mean, I was 10 years old, but that is so, I remember watching it for the first time, and the end when they go back to, I guess, one of the levels of the dream, I was like, what? I totally forgot about this. I was so shook, and it captured my heart forever. So I always rewatch that one. Another one that comes to my mind is Infinity War. It's my favorite MCU movie of all time. It gave me all the feels, like all the just hype, like this. It built up to this type of moment, and there's nothing to me that tops Infinity War. And with me being such a superhero nerd, I had to include a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And third or first, there's no really ranking. I just love movies so much, but I genuinely love this movie. This is probably like my number 1 movie of all time. So maybe I will say first, and that's Kung Fu Panda 1. There's something about, I don't know. It's really like not that much of like that great of a movie, but to me, I will rewatch this.
Hey,
I mean, I love it. To me, it's my number 1 movie. So I'm saying how awesome it is. But to other people, my wife doesn't really care for Kung Fu Panda that much. But you know what?
Hey, there's 2, there's 3, and I'm pretty sure I think they're making 4.
They are making a 4. And I'm so excited. If they blow it, I'll just off myself. But I'll just pretend that it never existed, and I'll still remain happy with the trilogy. But number 1 is just tops. I love it. I love Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks. I love it all.
No, and Kung Fu Panda. That first one was just so good. Like I have watched the second and third one, but I always go back to the first one. It's just that like you're a panda. You're just a panda. Like just it's a great movie. And Infinity War is not just a movie. Like I think I consider Infinity War Endgame an event. That's an event film.
It was an experience.
Yeah. Like, we can all remember sitting at the end of the movie going, we have to wait a year? What do you mean we have to wait a year? Like, I've told my partner, I'm like, when we have kids, and we sit down and we can watch all the Marvel movies, I am making them wait a year.
You're making them wait. I'm like, they're gonna have to wait.
You feel the pain that we all did.
I remember walking out of that theater completely silent for probably about 5 minutes after I watched Infinity War. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say.
That's how you know. That's how you know the movie experience for this movie was a huge impact on the audience that were watching it. Like, you walk out to that theater, no one said a word, nothing was talked about. It was just an awesome movie.
Yeah, and it's. I remember going back, and there was Kevin Feige who was saying that he wishes that he didn't announce Part 1 and Part 2 originally. Yeah, he wishes they just kept it separate, because he's like, then the ending would have had a bigger impact.
That really would have blew my mind.
But no, excellent choice.
I do. Before we move on, now I gotta know, what is your number one movie?
My number one movie is another superhero movie. The one I can always chuck on, always go back to, and feel like a kid again, is Back to the Future.
Ooh, that's a good one. Classic, beautiful classic.
Yeah, I remember watching that for the first time, and just, I don't know, just going through time travel, the special effects, always wanting a hoverboard. And then from that, it would have to be like Jurassic Park. That'd be another one. I've seen Dinosaur the first time. Probably not a kids movie. When I first watched it, I'm like, probably not a kids movie. And then probably more recently, The Dark Knight.
Ooh, those are three good hard hitters.
Just that's Dark Knight, and even though like Batman Begins was good, Dark Knight Rises was good, just something special about the Dark Knight
for sure
that will always be top tier top tier DC. Sorry,
yeah.
And for how many years it's been considered the standard barrier. Like, how many times have you seen people go, "Oh, it's bad or gooder than Dark Knight"? Like that. If you know that's the bar, that's how good of a movie is.
Yeah.
Which now we see on every single ad on every Marvel movie that comes out, best movie since Endgame.
Yep.
On every ad.
Everything.
Don't know why they keep renewing the same ad for every other movie that's coming out after Endgame. I think the only good movie after Endgame is Spider-Man No Way Home, because there was another experience in the movie theater, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Everything else has been, for me personally.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. When I see that ad, I fall for it every time. Not anymore. Because now I got some experience with Phase 4 and Phase 5. But the first, like in the beginning, I fell for it every time. I was like, "Oh, this is the best movie since Endgame."
What? Yeah. And then you saw Black Widow.
And then I was like, "Oh dang."
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. And then Thor, I was like, "The best movie since Endgame." Oh. Never mind.
Yeah, that's Doctor Strange,
but not since Endgame. You know what I mean?
No. That's pretty much everyone's reaction to Doctor Strange, and I feel bad because I actually did like that movie, and I still put that in high. It's just it could have been so much more.
It had so much potential
coming forward. But look, we might as well continue on to the pop culture news, which I just mentioned to you guys earlier, is that currently right now there's a writer's strike, which potentially we could be delaying all these Marvel movies that have already been pushed back. How do you guys feel about that?
Look, I get it. Look, you need to fight for your good, for what you deserve, right? You need to fight for what you deserve. So I am on the side of the writers, but as a fan, thinking selfishly, I need my movies. I love movies, and I not just Marvel. Like, if this delays Marvel, maybe it may be good just because they've been rushing so many things that they might need time. So it might be good. I don't know, but in movies in general, Marvel, DC, pop culture in general, like, if I don't think they're going to do it, but because it's already so late into the phase, but if they delayed the prequel of Hunger Games, I will definitely start. I'm not going to be a happy guy because I love Hunger Games. So anything, I'm on the side of the writers. So ultimately, I can not be selfish for a moment and say like, hey, I get it.
I understand. Yeah, well, one of the posts was that I did see is that apparently Blade has shut down production for the time being.
Good. Good. Very good.
Well, what do you think, Messi? Like, what do you think about the writer's strike?
So okay, I get it. I have actually written scripts back when I was in school, so I know how hard in
true. He went to a film
process.
School.
Yeah, I went to film school,
man.
and then and the process of writing a script is very, very hard, and then to have your work, your life work, not be paid off properly or the amount that you deserve or get the attention that actually gets deserved, it sucks. It really sucks. And I get it. Like they're going through that right now. That's why they have a strike. So I am for the strike. Like, get them what they deserve. So if it means delaying every single project, doesn't matter if DC or Marvel, there's other thousands of studios, and also the late night shows. Jimmy Fallon came out recently saying like he needs his writers. His shows cannot continue without writers because Jimmy Fallon is just a dude on a camera. He can't do nothing without writers.
All of entertainment is based on writers.
It's based on writers. Yeah. So without them, there's no industry. So they need to get it together. They need to either pay them correctly or give them the correct treatment. Just treat your workers how you would like them to treat you. So
I'm all up for them. How much work you do, you should be justified for how much you get paid. So and it shows you. I think the last writers' strike, there was I think about 10 years ago now, there was a lot of shows that were affected and a lot of movies that were affected from that, and you could tell. So I do hope they all get what they just deserves. That sounds bad. I hope they get their pay rise and get the credit where it's needed. It's just gonna be very interesting because on a Marvel spectrum is everything's already been pushed back. Everything being pushed back and delayed. And a lot of people can obviously been arguing is they've been pumping them out too fast, quantity over quality, which we got potential. Well, did get to see with Phase 4. That seems to be overcrammed. But this could also be a saving grace for Marvel if they have to push back Kang Dynasty because of Jonathan Majors. So it might be a blessing in disguise.
That's true. Didn't think about that side of it.
Maybe
that side of it.
Maybe because that whatever's going on with him, they still haven't found him either guilty or innocent on the trial. I'm not sure. I
believe the trial is in a couple days. I know that it was shortly. I knew that it was shortly after Guardians, but I had the date, but that was like 2 weeks ago. I just knew that it was shortly after Guardians. So the fact that Guardians came out, it's got to be very soon.
I hope so. And it's the terrible thing is, right before before all this came out, he actually broke a box office record for an actor because both Creed 3 and Ant-Man were at the top of the box office. Yeah. So his record of one actor at the height of box office, he broke that record. And then pretty much that week, bam, allegations.
Feel like that's... It always happens like that. It always happens. You're at your highest high, and boom, you get slapped in the face.
Yeah. Well, no, he slapped her in the face. that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Well, metaphorically.
But no, for all the writers, I do hope it all works out for them and everything moving forward. And still speaking of Marvel, I don't know if you guys did see that apparently one character that is returning for Deadpool 3 is Peter, which was the special. I forget his name. He was the guy that just filled in the ad in Deadpool 2 to join the X-Force. He will be returning for Deadpool 3.
Mustache guy.
Yeah, the mustache guy. He's like, I love you. I'm just yelling just to show my authority. You're my favorite. He's coming for Deadpool 3, which he was probably the most surprised. I was like, yeah, all right. He's going to also make a jump ship from Fox to Disney.
Another character.
I'm happy for it because, look, the what we got in Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, and 2 is just really good, like, humor, rated R type of superhero, and the actors are really good. And he did. I liked him. Was it a surprise that he was coming back? Yes, but granted, the fact that there's going to be like so much of an unknown of Deadpool 3, one, with the fact that it's Disney and now that it's tied to MCU, two, the fact that it's like bringing in Fox characters, and there's going to be so much unknown. So it's like I don't even know what to expect. I'm just here for the ride, and any news that comes out of like previous actors coming back in, I'm here for it.
Yeah, 100%. And I just you guys would obviously know the rumored plot is that Deadpool's jumping around too much, and the TVA is coming after him. And when I read that, I was like, yes. That's too far away. Let's get it now. Like, that would have to be right now my most exciting movie after Guardians of the Galaxy. That is probably my next top pick. I'm like, I can't wait. Don't get me wrong. I'll still watch the Marvels, but I'm still going to be.
Watching it kind of because you have to. Watching it kind of because you have to.
Yeah, I need to review it. I'll watch. But that's really. And the other Marvel news that I did see that apparently Adam Driver is apparently a done deal for Reed Richards, and apparently Margot Robbie has been offered the role for the Invisible Woman.
I love this, bro. Give me this fantastic. Kevin Feige come out right now and announce this, please. Yeah. Because do not give me blue balls that Adam Driver, the best sequels Star Wars character, and Margot Robbie, who we already know just absolutely kills it in the comic book movie universe. Bring those two as Mr. Fantastic and Susan Storm. Come on. This guy. I mean, we got Barbie as Susan Storm. Let's go.
I feel the opposite. Adam Driver. Give me Adam Driver. Adam Driver is an awesome actor. I have no problem with him. It's the Margot Robbie part. It's not that I don't like her. She's awesome. She's an awesome actress. I just don't see her in that role. Like, there's so many other good actresses that could.
She literally plays Harley Quinn. How do you not see her in?
Okay. Okay. Doesn't mean she could play another character.
It absolutely means she could play another character.
Yeah. No,
look at Ben Affleck.
I mean,
he wants Meg. He wants. What was it? I already forgot her name. I was gonna say Megan Fox, but it's not Megan Fox. Yeah,
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. Yeah, Meg from Family Guy. She's cool.
Apparently, the rumor heard that apparently she was a thing. I saw some post of like.
I heard about that.
That was funny.
That she may be a thing. Funny. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think that's true. I don't know how it gained traction, but that was really funny.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel if that actually happens.
No, that's my biggest no. I saw it on a TikTok that a whole people were debating about. I'm like, they're not going to gender swap the thing. Above all else.
That would be one of the wildest casting, probably the wildest MCU casting I've ever seen.
Ever. In every universe or studio, that will be I wouldn't say works because we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know how she will actually do. But it's the weirdest. It will be the weirdest casting ever for any studios that is alive right now.
Yeah,
if they actually put her
100%. How do you guys feel? Like I'm all for Margot Robbie. I'm all for Adam Driver. How do you guys feel about the age? Like, would you prefer, even though these are great actors, would you prefer a younger cast? Like how, Chris Evans and Guardians of the Galaxy, not saying they were old, but they were a bit younger going into these roles and semi unknown, like not full limelight.
I think
yes. Give me new actors, give me fresh new faces. They did it with Chris Evans, they did it with Hemsworth, they did it with almost every actor in the MCU was nobody until they started the MCU.
Okay,
why
but hear me out. Hear me
She's
out.
already well established. She doesn't need MCU. She does not need MCU.
What have I done?
Margot Robbie.
Look, your point is wrong. Here's why.
How is it wrong?
They said they're gonna do 2 popular actors and two like quote unquote.
Okay,
nobodies.
give me a new Sue Storm. Don't give me Margot Robbie for Sue Storm.
You're gonna have
give me a well-known actor
and Human Torch be like not popular people. They're gonna be new people.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
I don't want that. Give me the Thing as a well-established actor because one.
The Thing is gonna be full of rocks anyways.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to be there. He can be a voice actor, just like Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper is an established actor. He does not need the MCU, but yet again, he waits for the James Gunn to finish recording the Guardians of the Galaxy for him to do his lines at his house. A well-established actor that does not need the MCU. Margot Robbie can be the Thing for all I care. I don't want her to be so strong.
Point is, okay, but to answer your question about age gap, as far as Margot Robbie, I don't think the age gap matters. One, women.
It's Margot Robbie.
Makeup exists. And
I just think of Wolf of Wall Street every time. I think of Wolf of Wall Street.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. That side doesn't matter. As far as Adam Driver, he does look a little older. However, we are in the age of kind of like this de-aging type of thing we got with Indiana Jones and type of stuff. So I think his age is fine now. However, if they want Fantastic Four to be a longer term thing and he gets older, they got de-aging. So
yeah, that's the part I'm worried about because like I'm pretty sure they were like the Fantastic Four. They're going to be pillars of the MCU, especially now that sadly Chadwick Boseman passed away, which he was going to be a pillar moving forward. But we know Fantastic Four is going to be the new leaders and all together. So look, if it's not a younger cast, I'm okay with that because Adam Driver and Margot Robbie, I'm sorry, Missy, we'll kill it. We'll kill it as the characters, but it still feels so far away since when it first got announced, it feels like it's still so far away. But we'd have to get the casting for it at D23 this year. We have to.
Either that or Comic-Con. But it has to happen because if it didn't happen last year and they announced the director. So what's going to happen?
It was the biggest blue balls as ever. I was so mad. Yeah. Me and Danny were doing a reaction, waiting for the moment that, Fantastic Four got a panel. They got to talk about the actors and just give us the same news they gave us a week before D23 happened. Yeah. And this is the same director. That's bullcrap. Pissed me off.
Yeah. I was disappointed in that too. That was like, okay. Not going to know the cast yet. But D23 will Comic-Con this year. I'd be very curious to know what's going to be the big news moving forward. And what little tidbit we'll get. And obviously by that time, because usually D23 is like October, November, I think that's when Loki season 2 is meant to drop roughly. So that should be good timing as well. But fingers crossed for the MCU moving forward. And we do find out the cast because I think it's Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four, and I think Kang Dynasty.
As of right now, with the current official slate that they have. However, you still have to add in movies that they haven't added to the slate yet, like Spider-Man 4 and
Shang-Chi.
The new Shang-Chi movie, and a lot of other stuff that they haven't announced. So either in Comic-Con or D23, I'm sure that they're going to announce like the rest of those movies and see, especially with the adjusted timeline, if the writer's strike, actually does come to fruition with delays, then we'll kind of see a new adjusted timeline.
Yeah. So fingers crossed that nothing else gets delayed. That's for sure. And what did you like? I was going to say May 21st. May 21st. Yeah, May 17th. Ant-Man 3 will be dropping on Disney Plus. Which either you to go back and watch it?
I will. Honestly, I will. I haven't rewatched Wakanda Forever. I have been planning to. I don't know. I've just never been in the mood for it whenever I have time to watch it. But as far as Ant-Man, I will, solely because of Jonathan Majors Kang and with the fact that that's basically quote unquote Thanos, I feel like I have to see this again just to have more like Kang in my mind again. I need to have Kang in my mind again for things, especially because the Marvels is coming, and I think he's going to be involved with the whole Bengals and stuff like that with Miss Marvel. So I need to have Kang in my mind again. So I will rewatch it, but I don't know how I will think about the movie versus how I first experienced it.
Well, I keep seeing the end credit scene on TikTok with all the Kangs, and every time I see that, I'm like, God, I'm ready. Even though it's so far away, just
it's so
Kang
far.
Dynasty is gonna be insane. And who's gonna pop in?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see new Kang variant in the Marvels at some point in the movie or after credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from the the versions of Kang that we saw in that post-credit scene, like the Egyptian one, the one with the like advanced suit, like the space one. I think that's the one that we're gonna see either on the Marvels, because me and Nelly were talking about it. Like the only two space movies is the Marvels, quote unquote space, because they're in space because of Sword. And Guardians of the Galaxy, like we were talking, he has to be in one of them, at least in one of them. So if it's not Guardian, then Miss Marvel's, or the Marvels. And if it's not the Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy. So obviously he didn't appear in this one. He has to be on that one.
Has to be, and I was hoping Loki would get after watching Ant-Man. I was kind of hoping Loki season 2 was actually going to be a lot earlier. Because I was like, okay, I'm ready to see Kang and Loki. And then when I saw that got delayed to October, I was like, damn. Well, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm so pumped for Secret Invasion. It's not funny. Like, that's going to be...
It's going to be good.
I feel like that's going to be on Winter Soldier levels.
I think it'll end up being my number one MCU show.
Movie.
Secret Invasion is the show.
Secret Invasion. Wait, what are we talking about?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. I always get them confused. The Secret War, Secret Invasion. The secret part always gets me in. Okay, so Secret Invasion, yes, it's a very show that I cannot wait to see. Yeah.
No, and we were meant to get that a lot earlier as well. That got pushed back. Feels like ages since we got the first trailer for that as well. But real quick to top off is that apparently the Mario movie has crossed 1 billion at the box office.
Awesome, man.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And how good was it?
It was awesome. I love that movie. I love that movie. I still sing the Peaches doesn't beat a flying around. Yeah, but that song, I know it by heart. I have to be playing it first to actually remember the name.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the words to any song, but I actually know the song, and it's awesome.
I love the song. The movie was awesome. Yeah.
It brought all the nostalgia, but in a good way. Not nostalgia like we're making something, we're like bringing back stuff that shouldn't be brought. I don't know. Point is, it was a good movie,
Yeah.
and the fact that it made so much money, you already know that there's going to be future Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
They're sitting
Smash
on
Bros.
a pile of money.
Yeah. I was waiting. Yeah, I was waiting for the hand right at the end, or Sonic to be like, Mario, you think you're the only hero in the universe?
Yeah.
We're putting a team together.
I was expecting it too. I don't think it'll. You know when I think it'll come? I think it'll come at the end of Sonic 3, because Sonic 3 was already announced. So I didn't think that Sonic would show up in this movie, because that would mean Mario would have to be somewhere in the plot, and I don't think he's going to be in the plot. But I think there'll be an end credit scene with Sonic and Mario at the end of Sonic 3. I believe it comes out next year in 2024.
That'd be so good. And the thing is, like this, like I was saying to a mate the other day, is like it feels like 2023 is the year for video game movies to TV shows. Because so far, Mario has been an absolute blast. The Last of Us has been fantastic.
Yes.
And then we got the trailer for the Gran Turismo movie, which looks really good.
It does. It was really good.
And then we've got the Twisted Metal TV show coming out later this year as well.
Right. So this is going to be a good year for gamers, because they're going to see things that they played as a kid, come to live action.
And they're actually going.
I think Uncharted should have waited a little bit longer to be released, to be on the hype train of movies of
like this year
of video games. Yeah. And we did not do good.
Well, we've had a lot better start compared to last year when we got the Halo TV show, which was utter garbage.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
I heard about it. I heard about it.
No.
I was like, you know what? I should give it a try, because it's on Paramount Plus. It's like, you know what? I should give it a try. And then I heard the reviews about it. It's like, this is why I stick to Sony. I'm a PlayStation guy. Okay. I just stick to it.
And what I find funny is like, you have a character who doesn't take his mask off. The first 5 minutes in the bloody show, he takes this mask off. He takes his helmet off. I'm like, if the Mandalorian could do it, that's it. You ruined it. Like, I don't give a shit what he looks like underneath. He could be ugly as anything, but he doesn't take his helmet off. And I didn't need him also have a sex scene.
Oh my gosh, having a sex scene in Halo.
Yeah, it was like, there was a scene that like, very briefly. I was like, good. I'm so glad this show could explore the fact that Master Chief can have sex. Thank you. That's what I needed.
That's Hollywood for you.
Yeah, they want to. Yeah, no, I want him to mow down a whole bunch of Covenant.
I think this is why they're on strike. I think this is things like the Halo show is like, you know what? We're done. We're done doing stuff for y'all.
But no, Mario 2, going back to that, that's the sequel's going to be greenlit, and obviously from the end credit scene, we've already seen it's going to be alluded to. I love how they brought in the real world to like the Mario world. Yeah. I haven't heard one bad. The only complaint I've heard about the whole movie, the most consistent one, was just the runtime felt a bit short. That's pretty much the only thing I've seen. Everyone else has loved it.
But being an animation movie and like a kids movie, it fits around that runtime of an hour and a half. That's usually where those type of movies land. Yeah.
Talking about runtimes, about animation, Into the Spider-Verse 2 just got announced that it's going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes long. That's so right now the longest animated movie ever done in Hollywood. So I cannot wait for a 2 hour and 30-minute movie of this. This is going to be awesome.
I'm so down for it. The only thing that's just annoying me is the fact that you're going to get to the end and be like, okay, we're doing Infinity War and Endgame.
Yep. Now you're going to have to wait for part 2.
We had another year. Yeah.
But the first one was just so good. The animation style was beautiful. And now in this one, for example, for some reason, Spider-Man in the future looks utterly jacked, like he's taking steroids compared to what he looked like in the first one.
Oscar Isaac is gonna kill it.
Yeah,
He's gonna kill it.
Who's this is his third Marvel project in a different character.
Another one. There you go. He's done 3 so far.
Yeah.
What's his? Wait, what was his other? I know.
He's Apocalypse. He's Apocalypse.
Oh, he was
X-Men,
Apocalypse.
Spider-Man 2999 and
Moon Knight.
And Moon Knight.
I forgot about Apocalypse.
Yeah,
you're right.
He's nailing it, and surely, like you cannot have a part 1 and part 2 of a Spider-Verse without Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. Like that would be a travesty.
They're showing up somewhere.
They gotta show up somehow.
I think at least one of them show up in this one, and then the rest of them will show up in the other one.
Yeah. Well, they've used the real life footage for the promo too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. That's the one that I reacted to.
Sus.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. Yeah.
So yeah, it better be in it. But I can't wait. And when I saw the runtime, I was like, yes, I'm down for this. And yeah, I think the 1 week is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I think the week after that, the Flash drops.
Yep. It's gonna be a back-to-back.
And we also have Secret Invasion around that time.
Yeah, that's right. And
packed month. I can't wait.
And Oppenheimer, I believe, comes around that time.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait for that movie.
And Barbie.
And I can wait for that.
The same day.
So we're getting a packed summer.
Yeah, and then still after that, Indiana Jones.
That too.
That's coming too.
So that's a packed. Like we're going to be busy. We're
yeah.
Yeah.
My wallet's yeah. And Oppenheimer, I can't wait for that. It's Christopher Nolan's a madman. The fact he let off like a semi-real bomb because he did not want to use CGI.
But when I heard that, I was like, dude, this man's gonna cause World War III by accident. I was filming a movie and I accidentally blew up a country, and now
but a shot is in IMAX though. Doesn't matter about the country; it's in IMAX.
It's in IMAX.
Yep.
But the cinematography is gonna be beautiful.
Beautiful, But like it's like talking to his stunt team, like how we flipped the truck. That was cool. However, I got a bigger idea. We let off a bomb.
But what if we make a bomb?
Like that's gonna be, and that's a star-studded cast that is in that movie. You got Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Matt Damon, and the rest. That's all in there. It's gonna be great. And between. Well, now Guardians of the Galaxy is gone. The next movie I was excited for was Oppenheimer. And for me, The Flash, just because Michael Keaton. Like, that's the part that's pulling me to that movie.
Oh, yeah. Having all the Batmans, good. Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and possibly, rumor has it, another Batman. But
yes, I heard that Christian Bale might be making a slight cameo in it. So
I haven't heard that one. That's a very interesting one. I have not heard that one. I heard one of the old ones. I think it's Clooney or one of the other old ones that may also be in the movie as well.
Oh yeah, George Clooney. Hey, we all want a cameo of bat nipples. But I think sadly, I know Val Kilmer would have been up for it if his health was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he for sure would have been. I mean, I know me and Dave were talking about in the last episode that we did that he could be in it. He's very far away, just waving like, "Hi, I'm here. I'm part of it." Just not talking. Yeah. Just don't give him a line.
Yeah, you just see him in the background.
Just use a line from his old movie and just put it in it. That's it. Just pay him whatever you want to pay him.
Oh, true. Well, you're still gonna have to CGI his mouth open because if you go back and watch that Batman movie, he's got his mouth open the whole time, like this.
Yeah.
Until when someone pointed that out to me, I can't watch that without going, "Oh my god!"
Close your mouth, bro.
Yeah, and obviously that deleted scene of him actually seeing a giant bat. But no, the rumor I heard was Christian Bale, and if they get the GOAT in, even if it's for like just 2 seconds, I will take it.
Yes, I'm ready for not just the cameos, but this movie in general. It's gonna be great. The reviews have been great. Other celebrities have commented on this movie and talked about how great it is.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise said is a very good superhero movie.
Yeah.
For him to say, "Yo, this action movie is top notch," because he's the action guy of Hollywood. He does his own stunts and everything. He's the action guy. So for him to say, "Yo, this movie's got potential to be up there," you gotta trust him, man. You can't say like, "Oh, Tom Cruise is whatever." Dude, you can't say that. Tom Cruise said it's good. The movie's good.
Yeah, I know, and the only thing that's really annoying me about this movie is, which you guys obviously talked about, is that Gaston isn't going to apparently be in it, and
we heard about that. Yeah,
it's a wild thought that both when the Flash TV series started, the Flash movie got announced in the same year.
Yep,
and the Flash movie is coming out after the Flash TV show finally ends.
That's
9 years.
Bonkers. 9 years. 9 years of that. And plus, Ezra Miller appeared as a cameo on the Flash show. So it's like, I don't know. This is the Flash of our generation. So to not see the Flash of our generation on the big screen is, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, maybe his line. He could be playing Andrew Garfield type of thing. But because I don't know if you saw I don't know if you all saw the interview that he said that he's not in the movie. But we wouldn't know until we see it.
Well, yeah, that's right. I think after this, Isla Miller has to lay low and not go to Hawaii.
Oh yeah. He's probably got a no fly list to Hawaii.
No. Yeah, I know. And the thing is, that's why I'm like, well, if Isla Miller can still be in the Flash, then we could still have Jonathan Majors.
Exactly.
Isla Miller, who's apparently assaulted Hawaiians, apparently started a cult, strangled a fan. I'm like, come on.
He did it all. He's done it all.
Yeah. You don't think I'm the Flash? Watch me.
You just see the hand.
Yes. But no, speaking about the Flash, we did get new character posters. I feel like they've been pumping out posters.
Oh yeah,
ridiculously.
The marketing for this movie is insane. For a movie that no one has zero faith on it, they're spending millions of dollars for this. This is the turning point for Warner Brothers. This movie bombs, they're done. I think this is it for Warner Brothers after. I mean, not Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is pretty good. DC in general with James Gunn, with all everything that they may do. I think if without the marketing that they're pushing so hard, if it fails, they're done.
Yeah. I don't think they're done because James Gunn hasn't started yet. But
I mean, moving forward, like if no one cares about the Flash, well, who will care about James Gunn stuff?
They didn't have money before. So where'd they just get this?
Yeah, they were broke.
Money.
They were broke.
They were stupid broke, and no movie up like since they've been broke has made them all this money. So where'd they just get they had to pull out a loan.
Have to something like
they
that.
had to pull out a loan. We need a loan for marketing.
Yeah, but the sad thing is that even though this movie has all its controversy, it's still not going to be the last DC movie with controversy because we're going to get the Aquaman and Amber Heard.
Is in it. She's was confirmed to be in it after there was a screening and people hated it. But
apparently did not do too well. But
I'm not excited for that one. I don't know why they're still. They should just do it for how they did for the Batgirl movie. Just do it for a tax write-off, get their money back. Don't release it. Don't show anything else to no one. Even Jason Momoa came out and said, "I will do another character on the DC universe. Yeah. Let's do Lobo on DC." So like, he doesn't even care no more. So like, if your main actor doesn't even care, why would we care?
Well, don't you want to go see Fishman 2? Don't you want
Fishman
to see? Like, come on, they could be beaten by a 6-pack holder.
I don't know. I think I've had enough physical abuse and sexual allegations in one studio.
Yeah. I don't think the first one was even that great. But me personally, it's not a bad movie. I still enjoyed it, but I don't think it changed my life for me to be like, damn, I need a second movie of this.
Yeah. I need it.
It just didn't give me that excitement for the second one. When the second one was announced, I was like, whatever. And then the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard stuff was like, now I don't even care about it no more. It's like, why see it? But if it eventually it's gonna come out, and I'm gonna watch it because
you have to.
have to watch it. But
have to watch it. And
it's funny because the Aquaman is, I think, the highest grossing movie.
It got to the billion.
Yeah, it got to the billion. So it made its money, unlike the rest of it, to actually warrant a sequel.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. But
I think the only reason why it got so much is because it came out right after Justice League. And the ride was still going up. I think after Aquaman.
Oh yeah. Oh, what did you guys think? Have you guys both seen the Snyder Cut?
Yes, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't like it's 4 hours, but it's awesome.
No, neither do I.
It's 4 hours. I've seen it twice so far.
I can't rewatch it because it's so long, but I love it so much. But because it's so long, I'm like, I have time to watch 2-hour movies, 2.5 hour movies. I don't have time to watch 4 hours.
4 hours. Biggest. I remember when I first watched that, and I was watching the Flash scene. I'm like, who the hell said, no, we don't need this. Go save some Russian families. Bro. This will be a better ending.
Bro.
This is why. Bro. I don't know. This is why we had to write.
Josh, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why Josh Whedon came in and said like, "Yo, Zack Snyder, I don't like what you're doing. Let's do it my way." I think he got too cocky. I think he got too cocky. Josh Whedon did it amazing with Avengers, and then he came in and was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing." It didn't work. It's two different tones of movies, two different things. I know there's superhero movies, so people compare them all the time, but they're 100% different. And he came in thinking with the same mindset of the MCU to the DC, and it fell. And people saw it, and now he's one of the most hated directors out there is because he ruined the franchise so bad. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why they took it out. That scene was awesome, and it won an Oscar.
Yeah, it did. It did, and that's why I don't understand. And when you watch the comparisons online, like they're such two different movies.
Yep.
All together, and it's just. And then why would you take out the black suit Superman?
It's so good. That was so good.
Sleek. I'm like, yes. I just wish you had the mullet.
The mullet. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know if Henry Cavill would have pulled it off. But...
mullet with a mustache.
Yeah. CGI that mustache. Oh my god. Can't believe that shit did that.
God, I could go on for days about that stupid CGI mustache.
I remember watching that scene in theaters for the first time. I turned to the people my friends next to me, and I was like, is that a different person? Because it looks so off. I was like, it can't be Henry Cavill. Like they have to be doing like just a CGI version of Henry Cavill because that looks so off.
Yeah. And
that was bad.
Poor Henry Cavill. Poor man. You can have one of the best origin stories of a character, a solid first movie, and then get ruined and ruined, and then come back and get fired,
and then get ruined,
and get ruined again. That will be one of the biggest tragedies of like comic book is that we never got that Man of Steel 2. We never got Man of Steel 3. That would be the biggest travesty. And potentially versus Snyder Cut as well. Not to dive into this too much, but that will, I feel like, will be a big what if. Is like, what if the Snyder Cut originally launched when the Justice League movie came out? What state would the DC be in right now?
I think a much different one.
Yeah.
I think it would be in shambles. I think people will be excited for everything that's coming next.
Yeah,
like people are nervous of going into another DC movie and bombing. We saw it with Black Adam. We saw it with Shazam. We saw it with the Suicide Squad. We saw it with Suicide Squad. We saw it with Wonder Woman 1989 or whatever year it is.
We don't talk about
every movie. It bombed because of what happened after Zack Snyder left. Because he wasn't in it, and they were just doing whatever with the characters. Timeline didn't match. The continuity was not there, and
and even Cyborg. After watching the Snyder Cut, I was like, now I want to see a Cyborg movie. Like, I really wanted to see it after that.
We didn't get it.
Nope, because he really does.
Yeah,
he does not like them at all now.
No.
Yeah.
Because apparently Cyborg was in the first draft of the Flash movie.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, he was in. He was in the movie. Yeah. He was there. And then he came out. Yeah. So like, so you're out.
Yeah. We'll keep Affleck though, because we know he needs the work.
Yeah.
And that's actually another one, a bigger what if of what the Batman movie with Ben Affleck would have been as well. Like, look, that's a whole other story you can get into, a big what if for DC. But let's talk about the biggest Marvel movie of this year.
Since Endgame.
Since Endgame. Let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, wrapping up the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy for a movie that when you first got announced, you thought Marvel was crazy. How are you going to bring a talking tree and a talking raccoon to the big screen and make people give a shit? And now it's become the most beloved franchises. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy being one of the top movie picks where people do always go back to. And with a budget of $250 million, it's currently made $120 million at the box office. So, guys, first initial thoughts. What do you think?
Messi, you want to go first?
All right. I effing love this movie. Every second of it, from the very first scene to the very last second. Movie was awesome, emotional. It's literally an emotional roller coaster. You thought someone was gonna die, but it didn't. And then another person you thought was gonna die, but it didn't. And it did it like more than 5 times. You thought this person was gonna die, but it didn't. Oh my God, it's a beautiful movie. It was a beautiful movie. It was a very sad, happy movie at the same time.
We'll get into that. Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I'm done.
Daddy?
There's so much to talk about this movie. There's so much I can't comprehend into words like how beautiful this movie was, how cinematic this movie was. Everything I thought it was gonna be and everything I didn't think it was gonna be at the exact same time. I was like, I knew it was gonna be this type of movie, but it was like I didn't know it was gonna happen like that. So it was just like, what? And then, like Messi was saying, you're sad, and then you're laughing, and then you're sad, and then you're laughing. Oh my gosh, this movie was so good. Let me tell you, let me just say something straight up. This movie was it was an endorsement of DC. DC just got an endorsement for basically, it was a free endorsement because DC didn't pay for this movie. DC just got a free endorsement because James Gunn is directed this movie, and after people saw this movie, and we already know James Gunn work, but after seeing this, I think people are gonna be riding a wave with him. And it was, oh my gosh, it was so good. I can't wait to dive deeper into this.
Yeah. If you think, just real quick on James Gunn, how weird is it? Could you ever predict that the head of DC Studios would be in all the interviews for Guardians of the Galaxy, would be at the Marvel premiere, and is right there with everybody? Like the competition is right there.
It's crazy.
And it's kind of sad that knowing that this is his last movie for Marvel and he is going to jump ship. I actually had a quick look because I remember this movie getting delayed. This movie was originally meant to come out May the 1st, 2020.
No way, 2020?
That's when we
got delayed 3 years. Wow.
That's how long. Because of the shuffle, because of firing and everything, which looking back on it now, I'm kind of glad it got delayed because I'm like, the CGI in this movie is fantastic. And I think that benefit from it. Because if you look at phase 4, some of that's a bit iffy. But yeah, originally 2020 before James Gunn got fired because someone went deeply diving in his tweets.
It's the world that we're in now.
Yeah. Some will go further back enough.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you are any of those people that stand with the James Gunn firing of the controversy that happens back then, you are not allowed to watch this movie. You are not allowed to watch this movie. You're not allowed to comment on this movie. You're not allowed to say shit about this movie. Point blank, period. You don't deserve the greatness of experience
of this movie. Yep.
Nah. And I was surprised that people, like, when I heard he got fired, that was the first thing I was like, oh my God, Guardians. And like, it won't be right. If another director came in, it wouldn't be the same. And then all the cast members wrote the sign saying they will not appear in this movie if it's not directed by James Gunn, which I'm so glad they rehired him. And the terrible thing is, like, Kevin Feige would have been his biggest supporter to get rehired. It wouldn't have come from Kevin Feige that to get him fired at all, and his hands would have been tied. So I'm glad he got rehired. I'm glad what we've got.
It says something about James Gunn when the cast is like, we're not doing this movie without James Gunn. That says something about the director. Like, you're not just a standard director. You're not just a normal person. Like, that was basically family to them because they really stood up for him whenever all that happened.
Yeah, they did, and it was another reason why the movie got delayed so much is that in between that time frame of him getting fired is when he got hired to do Suicide Squad. So that's what pushed it out.
DC was like, okay, they don't want to let you do your work. You can just do this. And hey, I think the
everything's a
version
mess.
is better.
We could really use your help.
Yeah. And he went over there and he killed it. I think that movie is better than the original one. And he just comes 100%. In and just makes a Shark be one of the best characters of the movie.
Something about him and animals. Something about him and animals. I don't know what it is. This movie was like the most humane movie that was really not the most humane movie. Like, it's space, it's aliens, it's CGI, talking tree, but I felt like I could relate to this movie better than I could relate to any other movie besides maybe Spider-Man. Because, like, okay, yeah, everyone wants to be Iron Man. Everyone wants to be Captain America, but we're not. You know what? We're not superheroes. You know who we are? We're broken people. We're Rocket that has, sometimes we have the tragic backstory. We're Peter who, you know, finds family within another community. Like, this had humanity, it had humility, you know, selfishness, had identity. Like, it showed identity, finding your identity. It had so much that us as people could relate to, that James Gunn really brought to life in this movie and in this entire trilogy.
He did. He really did. This is a great. I think they touched on everything. This entire. You can watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3, and it's a perfect trilogy from start to finish. As in wrapping up all the threads from the first two movies. It is sad that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and 3 has the highest sequel gap in the MCU, but we know why. But let's start from the very start. How did you guys what did you guys think of like Adam Warlock? And let's start with him, who crashed the scene at the start.
For me personally, I didn't know much about Adam Warlock coming into the movie. I was like, first interaction with Adam Warlock was in the post-credit scene of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's like, who the hell is this guy and why is he so important? So I started looking into his comics, and he's like, okay, so this guy is like a Superman type of level, type of guy with some some whatever. I didn't really look much into it because I didn't want to be like, okay, I don't want my point to be across as the comic and then do something different on the movie and then ruin the character for me. So I just went to base, okay, I just want to know who he is. That's it. I don't want to know much about him. Watching the movie, it was a whole different person who I thought is going to be Adam Warlock. He's just like a kid with abs and very tall and handsome. That's it. But he was great. He was awesome in this movie. He killed it. He actually did.
I honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with Messi. I knew just about as much as he knew. Like, I didn't know much at the end of Second Guardians, but then I did some research and kind of saw who he was. And I will say, I don't think at the end of Guardians 2, when we saw that tease, I don't think this movie was how James Gunn original plan for Adam Warlock was. However, I do think given what he was like, hey, this is what we kind of need you to do with Adam Warlock, he did great. Because while it wasn't his original plan, whatever his plan B was, it was great. And a lot of people were kind of saying, we're hating on Adam Warlock because they're like, oh, he's just some big dumb baby and just dumb stuff. But in all reality, he wasn't dumb. He was a kid. He's not a baby. He really wasn't a baby, and he's just like a kid. So it's like he's not like Drax level kind of like type of stupid. He's just a kid.
Hey,
so like
he's
they
not
said,
stupid. He's a dad. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's right. And
point is, the point is that you made me lose my train of thought. Whatever. Adam Warlock was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him in the movie. He was very menacing in the times that he was like showing his powers. I was like, holy shit.
And
in the beginning, I was freaking out, bro. I was like,
dude,
whoa,
he just
we're
came
getting
in out of
into
nowhere.
This. We're going right now.
poor Rocket. Yeah, just go to bed. Like, just before he just instantly. Well, to add on the comment of like, he says he's like, people are like, oh, he's just stupid and everything. And I'm like, well, they did mention in the movie the fact he's been taken out of his cocoon too early. Mm-hmm. That's why he's not really there. See, in the well, as you guys were seeing the comics, he's basically Marvel's Superman. He had a big part in Infinity War, which originally I thought he was going to be in Infinity War to tie in with the comics, but obviously not. It was good to see the Sovereign back again. Interesting enough, the Sovereign was made by High Revolutionary, who is the outstanding villain.
Bro,
he killed it.
He killed it. I think he's worse than Thanos. Like, going level of evilness.
He killed animals. If John Wick was in
he's a
civilizations, he's so evil. He just builds civilizations and like, y'all suck. I'm done with y'all. Burst the whole planet. Does it again. Does it again. Does it again. And just,
bro, when Peter was like, if it's so perfect, why do you have this? He's like, you're right. Let me just destroy this entire planet then. I was like,
Good
It
point.
just be like that.
Yeah,
It was.
he's done like honestly, like I can't think of another MC villain that was just like kind of like pure evil stand. Like Loki, you kind of like, oh, he's slightly redeemable. Thanos, you were like, oh, I kind of understand your point. Like I kind of get where you're coming from, to a degree.
To a degree, yeah, you're right.
I still would have bought that Thanos was right mug. Still want to buy one of those. And even Gore the God Butcher, he's been one of the top villains as well. You kind of understood again why he became a dick and started killing gods because they did him wrong. And well, Green Goblin was probably the other pure evil. Yeah. I'm just gonna absolutely destroy another Spider-Man.
Yes, but not to the level that they showed with the High Revolutionary.
This guy was evil. Evil. Yeah. That's like he just wants to play God in the wrong way. And
he was the actor. I can't pronounce his name, but he did a great job at playing High Revolutionary. And I've seen people say that, look, if Jonathan Majors is out, bring him in to play Kang. I'm like, there is too much you'd have to try and explain if that to happen.
Yeah.
He could be a variant. I mean,
why doesn't he look like the rest?
Yeah, I mean,
and they use the Spider-Man excuse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. And his face.
Rocky. Yeah.
I can't believe they showed it. Okay, let me tell. I'm gonna go into this right now. I said it kind of in my little like reaction reel. James Gunn pushed the limit on. He pushed the limit. I turned to my wife. I was like, "This is supposed to be PG-13." Like what? This had some brutal animal cruelty. Had lots of curse words, which I think this got to be one of the highest curse word movies in the MCU. And had. Like showing brutality, like his face was all bloody. Yeah. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Yeah, like I loved it because I'm not a kid no more. But like, I was just so surprised. It's like he was like, "What can I?" He had to like be like, "If I do this, will it be rated R?" And they're like, "We'll let you slide." He's like, "Okay, cool."
It's like I want to push the limit, and the first F-bomb in the MCU was perfectly placed. I think everyone can relate to that scene. What do I do now? Open the freaking door.
It was too perfect.
Yeah. Interesting enough, I will probably never see the scene, but I did see James Gunn talking about the first F-bomb. And he was saying that apparently the Russos had an F-bomb in Endgame, but they took it out because they didn't want that to be
Tony Stark.
What was it for Tony Stark?
Yeah, it was like instead of saying I am Iron Man, he's gonna say fuck you. And then he snaps.
Oh, you're right. It was that. Yeah. I remember hearing
they talked about that. Yeah. That was the scene. They actually did it. They haven't shown it, obviously. But
I'd love to see it.
That was gonna be the first F-bomb of the thing, but they took it out because it made more sense. Like I am Iron Man. And it's iconic. That scene is iconic now.
Yeah, it is. And I think this was the better placed F-bomb.
Yeah, 100%. 100% better than that scene.
So good. And Rocket's backstory, which this has been threaded along ever since the first movie. Just with all his animal friends, like that scene when he gets out of the cage, like spoilers left, right, and center. Both myself, my partner, and like 2 or 3 of my friends down, we were all crying in that scene.
My gosh,
that got me. I was like,
shout out to the CGI raccoon because they made me feel something I did not feel in a long time. I was like, man, I am crying over a CGI raccoon.
Yeah, and a rabbit and a walrus and what Lila is.
And oyster, not oyster.
Yeah.
It's otter.
Oyster.
Yeah.
I knew it started with a no.
As soon as you heard the bang, I was like,
Bro.
no. And then I didn't realize it until I was on Star Wars, as recording the Star Wars this morning, that I didn't realize until Tommy said that in that scene when he's shooting the bad guys, both Tease and Floor are making noises, but they stop after Rocket starts shooting. I was like,
oh my gosh.
Shit.
Dude,
That's even deeper now. That's even deeper because I didn't realize while I was watching it. Now, oh my god, I'm gonna rewatch it tomorrow. I'm gonna look for that part. I'm gonna be like, okay, this is it. Everybody, shut up.
Yeah.
Listen to the scene.
Well, I teared up in three or four different. I don't remember the exact, but it was 3 or 4 different moments in this movie, and it was like they hit hard. Like I needed therapy. Like I was about to go on Google and search up nearest therapist near me because I was like, this is tough. If I had a dog, I'd be like, I'm about to go to the shelter and buy every single dog and animal that there is right now.
I got home and I hugged my dog and I was like, don't ask why. Don't ask why.
Oh my gosh. And Rocket's first word was hurt. It was like hurts. And it was like in this little high pitched voice. And then Lila's like licking his wounds. Oh my gosh, bro. Why you do that to me, James Gunn? Why you do that to me?
And the terrible thing is, like, I was watching, I was like, oh, I felt for all the animals. And it was like, oh, don't forget to save the kids. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the kids. Forgot
about them kids. Save them animals in them cages.
Yeah, save the animals. But even that scene when he does go save, when he opens the cage and he sees what animal he is for the first time, I'm like, and he says his comic book name for the first time as well.
Yep,
like
first
that
time.
was
so cool,
great, and well worth the wait for that.
Yes,
and now because I saw a TikTok of it the other day, that first scene in Guardians of the Galaxy when they're in the bar and Rocket is drunk and he's like, I wasn't asked to be made, put back together, and done all this. Now I'm like, that scene has so much more weight now.
You know, I actually rewatched Guardians 1 today. In the middle of the day, I was rewatching it. I had time, and like I said, I'm a movie guy, and I just watched 3, and I was like, I gotta go back and watch and like feel stuff again. And as soon as it literally started when they all went to jail, and you first see the stuff on Rocket's back. And I seeing that after seeing Guardians 3, I was literally about to start crying in the Guardians 1. I was like, oh my gosh. All the feels just came back to me. And I was like, this is so much deeper and painful now after actually knowing what happens.
I know. And it was, and High Revolutionary, they're like, no, kill him. Kill him now. Not like Thanos, where you're like, oh no, go in the garden. No, kill him straight up. But what did you guys think of the new outfits? Like the new blue outfits?
I actually seen those on the animated Guardians of the Galaxy show on Disney XD. They're very, very similar to that. So seeing it in live action, I was like not expecting them to go to that route until the very first trailer of Guardians of the Galaxy that they all wearing the blue suit. I loved it. It was the suit. It was the only thing that I really miss from this movie is the classic look of Peter Quill with the red,
like with the red coat,
the boots, with the boots, the mask. That was not in the movie at all.
No, that's probably my only like little bit gripe. I was like, oh, he's masked.
Yeah, when he got the classic. You know what I thought we were gonna get it is when that scene they jump of his spaceship that's going up of the planet of like the fake Earth planet when he jumps with
Groot, who's now Batman.
Oh, you're talking about the bad guy?
Yeah, the Asian guy. I forgot his name. That he was trying to get the thing from
his
head.
His head, yeah. So that scene, I thought, okay, bet this is it. We're gonna get the mask. We're gonna get the boots.
Then he's gonna be like, and then put on the mask.
But we actually got a better one. We got, like you said, we got Batman Group.
Batman Group.
Batman Group. Nebula is now Blue Beetle confirmed.
Nanotech arm.
I don't know. Is my one thing was like, okay, Guardians 1, you have adult Groot, but adult Groot can't do all these things. So it's like, how does teenage Groot do these things? I don't know. That was like strange to me.
I don't. It's not a theory. I don't think it's a theory, but this is my understanding of why this Groot is more.
Why he had more powers?
Yeah,
or like more abilities.
I think because the Groot that we saw in the first one, he was already older, so we don't know when Groot and Rocket actually met. So I think this Groot that we saw on after Guardians 2 and now forward, he's been experiencing battles. He's been on battles every time that we see him. So he's evolving to that environment of
like adapting.
Like adapting to it because he's flying ships, he's shooting people, he's killing left and right. I think this Groot is more menacing. Yeah, this Groot is more menacing than the Groot that we got on the Guardians of the Volume 1.
Yep.
Yeah. So there are two different Groots. Like we got an adult already that's is menacing because he was killing people left and right too in a different way. And this Groot was adapting to what's actually going on. Because he's been in battle since he was a kid. Even the first scene on V2, they're fighting those big ass octopuses. Scene. Mr. Blue, right? Mr. Blue Sky is one of my favorite songs because of that scene. But yeah, so I think that's why he's more menacing, or not menacing. He's more
adaptable
fighter style. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel that he said his first word he said the first word that's not "I am Groot"?
So I suck my balls. I'm gonna say it. Go ahead. He's always been speaking. He's always been speaking. James Gunn actually confirmed this. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. Well, you're in Australia, so your days are much different than our days. But
the future looks good, guys.
The future's looking good. All right, good to know.
Cloudy with a bit of sunny.
We don't get blown up tomorrow. So he said that, and I started to notice this because Gamora at the end was like she understood him, and she was like, "What the hell?" And then he says his first words like, "I love you guys," and I was like, "Whoa!" He spoke, because that was just my first reaction. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, this is interesting. And James Gunn actually said like the reason why you can understand them is because now you've been through this journey and you're a part of the family. So it was like you have to be a part of the journey to understand Groot language. So that was such a beautiful tie-in. I love that James Gunn did that. Because we can
understand Groot now.
We've now been through the journey that we can understand Groot, and it's like he's always been talking. I love that's so awesome.
God damn it, James Gunn. God damn it.
Every time we think he's like, damn, you can't really top that. And then he adds something else in the movie, and you're like, damn, that was a good idea.
Yeah, I was like, that was pretty good. How do you guys feel about like the cameos? Like, was there anyone in there that you were surprised wasn't in there? I love the fact they brought Howard the Duck. I love how they brought the Shopkeep from the first one into the poker match, and Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu. I was not expecting Yondu at all. He broke my heart. And that's like all these scenes. I love Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think personally is better than the first one. People hate me because of that. It's not. I like the second one better. That scene of Yondu in the second one, it broke my heart. Father issues, call it whatever you want. And then seeing him here, he says, what was his line? Trust your heart, boy. Something like that. Trust your heart,
boy. Yeah. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. That's how I remember him saying.
Yep. dude, this is a special character in my heart, man.
Yeah.
It was cool. I love seeing all the cameos. And look, people that want to hate on his family being his wife and being in the movie, they can suck my balls because
his wife is in it too.
Why you gotta hate? There's no reason to hate.
I didn't hate that. Same thing.
Honestly,
I did the same thing. I put my wife in the movie. Free labor.
I didn't see it.
Exactly. You work with the people you trust. You spend less money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You make money together. When I saw the scene, I didn't think about it. I was like, okay, so just another person here. It's after the movie. I saw it on TikTok. It's like, look at that. His wife is here again. I'm like, what?
Also,
could I miss that?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but why are people only calling out him putting his wife in and not his brother?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of
sexist.
And
everything.
That sounds
everything
kind of
he does, his brother.
But why they're like, oh, how come Sean Gunn's in it? I never hear that. I only hear about the wife, which is strange. But
the thing is, they have the same last name too. So there's like more proof that they're related than he is in his wife. But
I
don't know.
I don't know why people are arcing up so much. Like, don't get me wrong, it's funny how she's been in a Marvel DC movie in the same year. That's brilliant. But yeah, and I did like Cosmo. I
love Cosmo. Cosmo being Russian was so funny to me.
Take it back. And one of the best things I love about Cosmo was the dog that plays it. They invited the dog to the premiere.
Yeah, I saw
her. Are you
her.
serious?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the actress that was voicing her they were together the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Even the dogs get a recognition, not in the writers.
No.
It's so
yeah, not the writers. The dog though. No, I did love that. I did love that Kraglin did finally work out the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When they were getting invaded by mech chickens. Let's be honest. What was who was a character a cameo that you thought it might have been there but wasn't?
Honestly, everyone I expected to be in there was in there. Howard the Duck, Cosmo, and I will say that Michael Rooker did catch me by surprise. But as far as people that I expected to be in there, honestly, they were all there to me. I don't know about Messi, but
yeah, I went in with zero expectation of any cameos, of any other nostalgic bringing stuff from the past of other actors or characters. All I needed was the characters that were in this movie, and that's it. That's
boom.
Perfect.
I didn't expect any other MCU characters because I knew this is one, it's James Gunn. Two, it's a Guardians story, and I know that he's like, this is not tying into anything else. This is my story that I want to tell with Guardians. It has nothing to do with the future of Marvel or anything like that. So I wasn't expecting any other MCU characters.
The only thing that I was maybe thinking they may do is like a small clip with Thor. Because last time we saw him was with Thor on Love and Thunder, like on that beginning scene.
Like a flashback?
Maybe a flashback of their side of that moment of how that was going on with Thor. Like he was with them for a really long time since Endgame until that very moment. So I thought
I didn't think they would because Taika Waititi was the one directing that movie, and he had a different take on the Guardians. So
the only other cameo that I thought was maybe going to be in there, it really shocked people, was I thought maybe Kevin Bacon was going to make a cameo because of the special.
I mean, kind of did. He did it on the credits.
Right, on the newspaper.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll say that. And what was your favorite? What was your favorite scene? What was your favorite scene from this movie that you just?
I got
did
two.
It for you?
I got two favorite scenes.
Well, whoa. Say one and I'll say one. And then, you know what? I'll let you say your two back to back. So I'm going to go first because I don't want you to take one of mine.
Okay. Go ahead.
Since you have two. Real talk. My favorite scene was when they were all dancing at the end. That I cried. I did. That was one of the times I teared up, and it was so. I mean, beautiful is overused, but it was so beautiful. Like seeing Groot like go to start dance, and then Rocket finally like happy Rocket going to dance, and the song the darkness, like it was a beautiful song. Drax crying when Mantis was leaving.
I know.
It was just the thing about this movie is we were expecting people to die, and we almost saw that multiple times, but because we're like, oh, it's the end of something. The end of something means someone has to die, and I personally was one of those people. I was like, oh, if this is the end of the trilogy and it's going to be like this dark thing, someone's going to die.
Someone's going to cock it.
The thing that James Gunn did so beautifully in this movie was no one has to die for the stakes and the chapter. No one has to die for a chapter to end. And I think that's what he directed so beautifully is that the chapter ended, the Guardians are no longer, that group of Guardians are no longer together, and you still have the chapter end, but in a happy, like just wholesome way. So everyone dancing with that song specifically in the background, it was just like Gamora finding like her new family in the Ravagers. That was in the same kind of like scene area where you just saw her like smile, like she was genuinely smiling, and everyone was like, all the Ravagers were happy that she was back, and it was like she found her family, all the other people found their like family, and it was beautiful. I love that scene.
And the thing is, even when you say about Gamora, I'm so glad that she did not fall back in love with Peter Quill. I'm glad she didn't rejoin the Guardians, and I'm glad they didn't kiss. Like, I'm glad that she kind of, this is a separate Gamora. Like, they definitely kept that through the whole movie. It wasn't like, oh, look, we'll try and do it again or something like that, or you never know. Nah, I just glad that scene where she's like, I bet we would have been fun. And he's like, yeah, we were.
That was it was so beautifully written. Oh my gosh, this movie is like, wow. It's just wow. Messi, what were your favorite scenes?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my favorite scenes, it was actually in the trailer, is when Peter Quill was crying for Rocket when he passed away. That scene was like top-notch acting. Chris Pratt killed that scene. We were crying for a fake character.
Yeah.
That was very powerful acting, and that's killed it. So I saw on the trailer, and the people were thinking like, this is it. People are dying, like Danny said. But that scene was, oh my god, it was very tough to watch. My other scene is when Baby Rocket was hanging out with the other animals, with Lila, Thief, Teets, and Floor, and they were just talking about what will happen after they leave to their world. Like that hopeful very moment of them just like laying on the floor. It's like, oh my god, you don't know what's gonna happen with your life. But that is a very sweet moment for Rocket before everything went downhill for his life and his trust issues. That's when it started. Yeah. With picking families and being this loner person. And then like Danny, that scene what Danny just mentioned in the very end, he's like dancing with the new group. That's how his arc is complete. Like we saw this angry person, a raccoon at the very beginning, and then now seeing this happy person that let go of his past, and they didn't kill the villain. He didn't kill him. I'm done with you. You're done haunting my life. then he's moved on. But yeah, those are two of my favorite scenes. Another one that I actually like.
And Drax dancing too, like with all the kids, like him being a dad.
Yeah,
you're
not a destroyer.
Like,
you're a dad.
He's gonna die, so he could be with his his daughter and his wife. But like, no, you could do something different and him find himself as a dad here. Like, oh my gosh, bro, you didn't have to kill anyone to make everything work. It was just so
perfectly.
Talking about Drax, I actually thought that his last moment is when the character of Nathan Filoni, whatever you spell his last name.
Nathan Fillion.
When he pull up with a really big gun and then shove him on the back. I thought that was it.
I thought he died.
I thought Drax is not getting up from this.
I was like,
and then
damn,
he got another one from the front.
Does.
And then he took another from the front. Like, Drax, why are they holding you back this whole time? Drax is actually OP strong.
Yeah,
and this whole time he's
called the Destroyer for a reason.
Yeah, like, and then this whole time we've been seeing like a comic relief character. Even Dave Bautista's come out and said like this character has been changed from originally what it was to a comic relief. But yeah, that moment, I thought this is it. This is it for him.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die. I thought Peter Quill was gonna die.
That got. I mean, honestly, they all got me. I thought Rocket when he went to the afterlife, I was like, and Peter Quill was crying.
Even that scene was like, I was like, I'm ready to come with you. Like, shit. No, you're not.
They're actually doing this. And then, like you said, Drax, I thought he was gone at that scene. And then when Peter Quill was in space, I was like, oh, someone's gonna save him. But then his face got big, and I was like, he's gone. Like,
okay,
they're doing this.
Yeah.
I had a problem with that scene if he actually died. I was like, no, you cannot die for a player. Don't die for literally the dumbest thing ever. That you have another way to get it. This is not the MP player that his mom gave him. This is I guess it's very sentimental value. This is the one that John Doe gave him, but it's not a reason to die for. So for him to go back for it and then almost dying, it's like, don't die for this. Like, don't do this. Don't die in the dumbest way. And then you see like I don't know if you've seen the
I hated that was the one scene I was like, bro, what is this?
Like, he just tapped his finger.
The Adam and God painting with freaking Adam Warlock. What the heck? I was like, come on.
That was a good callback though to the first one and the second one. That's the third scene where someone's been in space, nearly dying, or did die. The first one was Gamora and Peter. The second one was Yondu and Peter, and now this one with Adam Warlock being here to save you, buddy. I still like Adam Warlock's weird hug. That scene where he's like, like such a and most of all, I was like, how about the hallway scene?
Oh yeah, that scene was.
When they were all fighting.
Yeah. It was cool. Each character got their moment on that scene.
Comic book moment too,
bro. It was top notch on that scene.
I did have one issue with this movie besides the little painting, because that's super minor. But my one issue, which is still minor, is I wanted the final fight when they were all fighting High Evolutionary. I wanted it to be a little longer. I wanted him to. Because he has powers. I mean, you saw him destroy that whole like central part of the ship with all the controls.
He was beating Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I just wish he showed his powers more if that was going to be the final fight.
Yeah,
because he's the main villain, and he got his ass whooped, which is fine. But I need him to show his powers a little bit more in a final like boss fight. Yeah, that was my only gripe.
I could see that. I was a little bit that scene right when he does meet Rocket. I did for a split thinking, I really hope they don't do like a similar scene where he saves all the raccoons and then he gets shot. Like, I was partially thought that
I was scared. I was on edge.
Ooh,
I was so on edge.
He's not going to do it again. But no, I get what you mean. Like, High Revolution was beaten semi-easy, and then definitely a face-off.
It's not a trap. It's a face-off.
Face-off. And I did love that Peter Quill did finally break the trope of like, oh, I don't care if your daddy didn't love you and you want to take over the universe. I just want to save my friend.
That was cool. There was something else, which I don't really have an issue with it. Maybe it's just a me thing, but because this movie has such sad moments, but it's still the Guardians and it has its humor, was certain transitions where I'm literally like tearing up, and then the next scene is a different scene with different people, and it was a joke. So it's like I'm like laughing at a joke now. But so it's like they didn't ruin the sad scene because they didn't have the joke in that scene. Like if they had like other Marvel movies where they ruin a sad scene because they have a joke within that, it was a completely different scene, but it was back to back. So it was a roller coaster, but it was like messing with my emotions because like now I'm getting all sad, but now I'm laughing 2 seconds later, and I was like, why am I laughing when I was just crying like a minute ago?
Emotional roller coaster, and James Gunn weaved it so well.
He did.
Like he weaved it so well because none of those moments, even though like it does chop and change that much, it does to me. It didn't feel out of place. Like it didn't feel like, oh, that's really weird that I'm already laughing. Like all the scenes just perfectly slot together. But guys, do you have any final thoughts or highlights for Guardians of the Galaxy, the end of a trilogy, the end of an era? But there's obviously the new Guardians that Rocket's made. He's going to be the captain. He's the leader, which was really good to see. And not the Guardians will return, but Star-Lord will return, in which I'm pretty
legendary
sure
Star-Lord.
Yeah. Sorry, legendary Star-Lord. Even though nobody knows he's on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, we got there's like you said, so we got the legendary Star-Lord returning, which is interesting. I didn't think anyone was going to return just because of the way it ended.
I mean, kind of have
we got the new Guardians in the first post-credit scene with Mega Groot. That's something to stand out. I had an official name, but that was the first thing that came to mind. I literally said in the theater, Mega Groot. I don't know. That was just what came to my head. So that's interesting. And one of those characters, I have her name here. It is Phyla Vel. Something like that. Yeah, it was the kid, and she's basically an alternate version of Captain Marvel. So if you were wondering why does she have powers, well, she's basically like another Earth's version of Captain Marvel.
Because she reminded me of Love from Thor: Love and Thunder. When I saw her,
I can see that. We got a bunch of superhero kids running around the MCU right now, so that's
no Avengers.
Yeah, still
that's true.
No Avengers,
just kids, everywhere, but not official Avengers. I thought it was cool seeing Peter kind of like redeeming himself because he did make a selfish act in Infinity War, a humane act, but it's still selfish. You know, choosing to hit Thanos and all this stuff, but he redeemed himself because he was completely selfless in this movie, which I think was cool.
I'm glad that he's back. We got that moment where he's like, "No, I'm gonna go back to my uncle," because I actually forgot about that scene. I was like, "Oh, that's right." He was yelling at him to get out and go away. So I'm glad he went back to Earth. I just loved it. I was just thinking, like, oh, what have you been up to? Well, crazy story. I got a tree. I got a raccoon. I've slept with alien women. We disappeared for 5 years. I came back. My love of life died. And I'm here now to go mow your lawns.
I thought he was going to live that human life. The part of the newspaper with Kevin Bacon. He's going to be like, is this you? Type of thing. Yeah. So I thought he was going to see that, which would have been funny.
The best smelling actor.
the best smelling actor. You're right.
Kevin Bacon.
And shit, I forgot what else I was going to say.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Messi,
do you have final thoughts?
Yeah.
I hope that this is the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, of the version of James Gunn. As you said, we saw the end credit scene with the new team and stuff like that. But I don't want another movie. I think they're done making movies. If they do appear back again, because they're still active as a group, it's gonna be on Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars and moving forward. That's probably why I think they're not done yet of the characters, why they didn't die. But I don't think all of them will be coming back. I don't think Nebula will come back. I don't think Drax will come back. Yeah, I think if they do something
Nebula,
like that, they move on to
Rocket and Groot, probably just those three.
That would be the three I could see coming back. Even though Mantis now has 3 massive alien beasts to go do whatever she wants.
Yeah, but the movie was great. It was awesome. It was a very emotional roller coaster. I don't want to change anything from the movie. The movie was perfect of how it was. And I cannot wait to watch it again. I'm watching it again tomorrow. And I am gonna bring more tissues because I know when it's gonna come. So I'm gonna be crying before this scene starts.
Like, what's wrong with you, man? I'm like, oh, you have no idea what's coming. Oh.
I will say that one last thing is this is the end of what we knew as the MCU. Everything else going forward is new. Even Spider-Man, who was technically part of old MCU, his arc is over. The Spider-Man 4 that we have, that's a new arc. The MCU as we knew it from phase 1 through 3, this is the end.
Well, the only 2 people left technically is if you got I was going to say Black Panther, but technically no. Pretty much the only person left is Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, and even then, that's still pushing it.
Yeah.
That's still pushing it. But as far as how we knew and like loved the phase 1 through 3, the arc is done.
Over, which is kind of even sadder when you think about it.
It is. It's really sad. What is your final rating of the movie?
I give this a 4.5 out of 5. Like, it is utter top tier Marvel. It is 100% one of the best movies from Endgame. Arguably, it is better than No Way Home because No Way Home pulls all
I agree.
Nostalgia. Like,
it didn't need nostalgia to be good.
No, that's right. Guardians. This is original story. For original story, this is the best movie for Endgame. I go, Guardians of the Galaxy, No Way Home, Wakanda Forever, and then Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, and going down. But that would be this is where it's sit right now.
Yeah.
I think only Deadpool 3 could really knock that off.
Probably.
Maybe.
I mean,
in a different way.
They're pulling nostalgia.
It would be in a different way, but even then, that's still nostalgia.
Yeah,
it's pulling nostalgia. They're bringing Logan back, so
but Wolverine come back.
Can't believe they actually brought it back. It's insane. They're actually bringing him back.
Would you guys agree this is the best movie since Endgame?
100%.
100%.
So I can't wait until this comes on Disney Plus because I'm going to be out of all the Disney movies, out of all the Marvel movies that have come out since Endgame. I think the only movie I've gone back and watched again was Doctor Strange, just because like I want to see all the scenes when he goes through all the time, through all the rifts and everything. But this is the one I'm like, when this is on Disney Plus, crank that on.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't wait.
Which will probably be
in a while.
September.
In a while from now.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming on for this episode. It's been utter pleasure speaking to you guys about Guns Galaxy and about the news. You guys always have a place here at Lights Camera Rant to come back. You're always most welcome. It's been fantastic, and I know this won't be the last time that we chat and do a collab.
For sure. Thank you for having us on. Like I said, it's a huge honor and pleasure for us to be on your show. This was honestly, I had so much fun. I'm sure Messi agrees and he'll say something after me, but this was honestly really, really fun. I loved talking with you and just having a good time. So I do hope to collab with you in the future.
Done deal.
Yeah. We always have a guest on our episode when we do see like a big star movie or anything related to something big. So it was good to be something different, to be a guest on someone else's podcast and talk about the honor of what seeing this movie was. So like Danny said, it was an honor being here with you, talking about one of the best movies since Endgame, because that's the title for every movie out there. But this movie was best movie since Endgame. But yeah, it was an honor. We had fun. I cannot wait till we ever do this again, either in yours or in ours. But we have to do it again because we every time we have a guest, we say this: we don't have enough friends to talk about nerd stuff.
We don't have enough nerdy friends. We need more.
So when we talk to another nerd friend, we love it. It's awesome.
Same guys, and I can't wait, and I hope you guys keep going through and being on as many podcasts as possible, because currently right now your trajectory is just up.
Thank you. We definitely appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah, of course, I'll give it where credit's due. Well, guys, thank you very much, and until next time, everybody, happy ranting.
Woo!
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.